You've been told rosemary is just something you scatter over roast potatoes and forget about. That sells it badly short. That little sprig of needles sitting in your spice rack may be one of the quietest powerhouses you can drop into a mug of hot water. Most people over 55 have no idea that the same herb they cook with is being studied for the aging brain, for blood pressure management, even for the kind of memory slips we all start to worry about. So here's what a daily cup of rosemary tea may actually be doing inside your body. 8 changes, ranked from the smallest perk all the way up to the most powerful. And the one sitting at number 1? It's tied to your brain and your memory, so stay with me to the end for that. Before we start, I'm curious. Where in the world are you watching from? Drop your town or country in the comments. Now, without further ado, let's kick things off with number 8. Number 8, your skin and your hair. This is the benefit almost nobody actually drinks rosemary tea for, which is exactly why it makes such a nice surprise. Here's what's going on. Rosemary is loaded with antioxidant plant compounds, rosmarinic acid chief among them. And antioxidants are basically your body's cleanup crew for the wear and tear damage that piles up in skin cells over the years. That slow, everyday damage is a big part of what leaves older skin looking tired and thin, so mopping some of it up from the inside may help your skin hold onto a little more of its tone and its bounce. A stressed, flaky scalp sometimes settles down too. Let's be honest about the evidence, though. A lot of the skin and hair research is still early, and rosemary is no magic wand for aging, but it may lend a hand. The simplest way to use it is the tea itself, and you can take it one step further. Brew a strong batch, let it cool completely, and pour it over your hair as a final rinse after shampooing. It leaves a clean, herby freshness and may perk up your scalp. It won't turn back the clock, but feeling a bit more put together when you catch your reflection is worth something. That's the small stuff. It climbs quickly from here. Number 7, your eyesight. We almost never connect a cup of tea with protecting our vision, and that's what makes this one worth a pause. As the years go by, the delicate tissue at the back of the eye and the lens up front take a slow beating from oxidative stress, the same rusting from within process those antioxidants help fight. Because rosemary is so rich in them, researchers have started asking whether it can help shield those aging eye tissues. I do want to be careful here. Most of this work is still sitting in the laboratory, not proven in people, so please don't hear it as a cure for cataracts or macular degeneration. It isn't one, and nothing in a mug replaces your eye doctor. What we can fairly say is that the antioxidants in rosemary are exactly the kind of thing an eye-healthy lifestyle leans on. So treat a daily cup as one small habit sitting alongside the bigger ones: the leafy greens, the colorful vegetables, the regular eye exams. None of it is dramatic on its own, but your eyes are how you read a letter, recognize a face across the room, and keep driving yourself where you want to go, and every little thing that helps you protect that independence counts. Number 6, your digestion. This is actually the oldest use of rosemary there is. Long before anyone talked about antioxidants, people were reaching for it after a heavy meal, and there's real sense behind that. Rosemary has a gentle antispasmodic effect, which is a fancy way of saying it may help relax the tight, cramping muscle in the wall of your gut, easing the bloating, the gas, and that overstuffed feeling that seems to hit harder as we get older. It also nudges your gallbladder to release a little more bile, and bile is what breaks down fatty food, so a rich dinner may sit easier afterward. There's even some early thinking that its compounds feed the good bacteria living in your gut. One word of caution, though. If you've been told you have gallstones, rosemary's effect on bile is a reason to check with your doctor first rather than diving straight in. For everyone else, a warm cup after your main meal of the day is the easiest way to work it in. The payoff is quiet but real. Sitting down to a proper meal with your family and not spending the next 2 hours regretting it. Number 5, your stress and your sleep. Think of this one as a nervous system reset you can hold in your hands. Part of it is the aroma itself. That clean, piney scent has been used to calm frayed nerves for centuries. And part of it comes from the compounds inside, which seem to take the edge off tension and low mood. When your stress dials down in the evening, sleep tends to arrive more easily. And better sleep is no small matter. Sleep disorders in seniors are incredibly common, and they quietly drag down your mood, your memory, and your energy the following day. The research here is still soft, so I won't oversell it. This is a gentle helper, not a sleeping pill. To use it, brew a cup an hour or so before bed, and here's a small trick worth trying. Cup your hands around the mug and breathe the steam in slowly for a few breaths before your first sip. You get the warmth, the ritual, and the aroma all at once. There's real dignity in a good night's rest, waking up steady and clear and ready for the day, rather than foggy and worn before you've even started. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Coming up, the top 2 are all about your heart and your brain. But first, number 4. Number 4, your immune system. This one earns its keep the moment cold and flu season rolls around. Rosemary brings a useful trio to the table. It's antimicrobial, antioxidant, and anti-inflammatory all at once. And together, those may help your body's defenses stay a step ahead of the bugs trying to take hold. It's the very same set of properties that, centuries ago, had people using rosemary to keep food from spoiling before anyone had a refrigerator. Our defenses naturally slow down as we age, which is why a small everyday support can matter more than it once did. I'll keep the claim honest, though. A cup of tea isn't a flu shot, and it's no substitute for one. But sipping it through the colder months is an easy habit to lean on. The real stakes here aren't the sniffle itself. It's that, at our age, a small infection can snowball into a big setback. So anything that helps you shrug off the little ones and stay on your feet has earned its place in the day. Number 3, your joints. If you've ever winced getting out of a chair or paused at the bottom of a staircase to gather yourself, this is the one for you. So much of that stiffness and ache traces back to inflammation, and rosemary happens to carry some of the most studied anti-inflammatory compounds in the herb world, carnosic acid and rosmarinic acid, which appear to help quiet the inflammatory signals that keep sore joints angry. Calmer inflammation may translate into a little less of that morning stiffness and a bit more ease in how you move. The research points in a promising direction, though it's still building, so picture steady support for chronic pain relief rather than an overnight fix for arthritis. There are 2 ways to get it. Drink the tea daily, and if you'd like to go further, rosemary essential oil diluted into a carrier oil like olive or coconut can be gently massaged into a sore knee or shoulder. Just patch test a little on your skin first, and check with your doctor if you're already taking anything for pain. This one goes straight to the heart of independence. Climbing your own stairs, carrying your own groceries, getting down on the floor to play with the grandkids, and, just as importantly, getting yourself back up again. Number 2, your blood sugar and your circulation. A genuine 2-for-1, and here's where the stakes climb sharply. On the blood sugar side, compounds in rosemary appear to improve insulin sensitivity, which simply means the insulin your body already makes may work a bit more efficiently at moving sugar out of your blood and into your muscles, where it belongs. On the circulation side, rosemary seems to help relax and widen your blood vessels, and wider vessels may ease the pressure inside them. That matters enormously, because high blood pressure sits behind so much heart disease and is a major piece of stroke prevention. Better circulation also carries more oxygen to your tissues and clears waste out faster. Now, I need to be very clear on this one, because it truly matters. This does not replace your medication. If you take something for diabetes, like metformin or insulin, or something for blood pressure or a blood thinner, rosemary can push in the same direction as those drugs and stack the effect. So this is absolutely a conversation to have with your doctor before you make it a daily habit. Used sensibly and alongside the care you've already been prescribed, a daily cup becomes a small, steady piece of blood pressure management and cardiovascular disease risk reduction. And that shows up where it counts, in the numbers your doctor reads out at your next checkup, and in the quiet confidence that your heart is being looked after. And number 1, the big one, the reason so many people are suddenly paying attention to a humble cooking herb, your brain and your memory. This is the fear that sits under so much of how we feel about getting older, isn't it? Not the aches, losing our sharpness, our names, our independence. So here's what has researchers genuinely interested. Rosemary contains a compound called carnosic acid that behaves as a powerful antioxidant right where the brain is most vulnerable, helping defend brain cells from the free radical damage that accumulates over a lifetime. It also appears to support the balance of a key messenger chemical called acetylcholine, the one closely tied to memory and concentration, helping your nerve cells keep talking to one another cleanly. Fold in the better circulation we just covered, now carrying more oxygen up to the brain, and you can see why this herb keeps surfacing in conversations about memory loss prevention and cognitive decline. But this is where I have to be the most careful of all, because this is exactly where health channels love to overpromise. A great deal of this research has been done in test tubes and in animals, and the human studies are still early. So please hear me clearly. Rosemary tea does not prevent, treat, or cure Alzheimer's, dementia, or Parkinson's. Anyone who tells you a cup of tea does, that is not being straight with you. What we can honestly say is that its compounds are being actively studied for brain health, and that as one small piece of a brain-healthy life, it may offer a little support. To use it that way, make your daily cup part of the bigger picture. Staying physically active, staying socially connected, sleeping well, and keeping up with your doctor. Because staying sharp isn't really about the tea at all. It's about staying yourself, remembering the story, finding the keys, keeping up with the grandkids, and staying the independent person you've always been for as long as you possibly can. That's why this one sits at number 1. So there it is. 8 quiet changes a single daily cup of rosemary tea may set in motion, from your skin and your sleep, to your joints and your gut, all the way up to your heart and that all-important brain. None of it is a miracle, and I'd never pretend otherwise. But here's the thing to hold on to. You are not helpless in the face of aging. The small, steady habits stack up over time, and a warm cup you actually look forward to is about as easy a habit as they come. A few honest reminders before you go. Keep it to a couple of cups a day, because more than that can upset your stomach. Skip it if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, or if you have a bleeding disorder or symptomatic gallstones. And if you're on any regular medication, especially for blood sugar, blood pressure, or thinning the blood, talk to your doctor before making it a daily thing. To brew it, steep 1 or 2 teaspoons of fresh or dried rosemary leaves in a cup of just boiled water for around 5 minutes, strain, and enjoy it hot or cool with a little honey or lemon if that suits you. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 8 surprised you the most? And are there any you're already doing? We're reading and replying to every single comment. If you found this helpful, share it with someone you love so they know what this little herb can do, and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss what's next. If you have any questions or want to share your own experiences, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.